So now let's move on towards creating the initial form.html file. Okay, and now the form.html file is present inside the templates directory. So now let's right click on the templates directory and now let's create a new file and let's give it a name of form.html. Okay, so this will contain the basic form. Okay, so for now we have form.html and then we have HTML. So we have the first opening tag which is HTML and then we have the closing tag which is /HTML. Okay, so with this we have created the first tag in our HTML script. Okay, so if you are not already familiar with HTML basics, it is a very simple markup language. So you can also understand it. If you are looking at it for the first time, you can also understand basics of HTML by simply looking at what we are typing right now. Okay, but if you still want to dive in deeper, I have some resources linked in the lecture resources section over here. And if you are tired of typing the entire file, then I also have the ready-made file or the entire content of our particular project linked in the lecture resources over here. So feel free to download it and also copy the contents of the file on your Google Cloud instance or on your Google Cloud code editor. But I still highly recommend that you type the file from scratch, because with that you will also get a good grip on writing HTML code. Okay, so inside HTML you have two main tags. Okay, the first one is a head tag. Okay, so we have head over here and then we have /head. Okay, and then after head we have a body tag. Okay, so we have a body and then we have the /body. So a slash tag is the ending tag. So anything in between comes in between these particular tags. So anything that we put in between these tags will be present inside the head tag. Okay, so the head tag is basically used to load in configuration files or give titles to your pages, and these titles are first loaded before the body, and the body contains the main content of the particular file. So inside the head we first of all have a title. So we have title over here and then let's close it by typing in /title. Okay, and in between the title we have the title of this particular page, which is submit a form. Okay, and now after giving the title, now we want to add a link to a CSS file. Okay, so a CSS file essentially stands for a cascading style sheet file, and this particular file contains all of the styles for our particular form. So the color, then the backgrounds, then the background opacity or the space from the right side or the left side of the screen, and all of these particular values like the positioning of a particular object, all of these are controlled by a style sheet, which is a style.css file which we'll be keeping inside the static directory. Okay, so for now let's add a link tag. Okay, so first of all we have a link tag and then we are passing a sub tag or a value or a key value pair. So first of all we have rel, which stands for the relation. Then we have style sheet over here. Okay, so first of all inside link we have rel is equal to style sheet, and then we have the type tag. So inside the type tag we have text /css, and then we have the href tag. Okay, so the href tag stands for hyperlink reference. Okay, so this essentially means that we have to specify the location of the CSS file. Okay, so the location is inside the static directory. Okay, so over here we have the slash followed by static followed by /style.css. Okay, so now notice that we are giving this particular file directory with respect to the main.py file. Okay, so if we were to give it with respect to the form.html file, then we were to first of all go up by one level. So currently we are inside the templates folder, so we would have to go up by one directory. So we would have to come out of the templates folder and then we would have to go inside the static directory and look for style.css. Okay, but instead of that we are directly looking into static for the style.css file, because that is essentially because we'll be calling in the form.html file from the main.python file. Okay, and the main.python file is located at the root directory of our project. So over here with this we have called in the CSS file, and now let's move on to the body of our particular HTML page. Okay, so now inside body we have our first div. Okay, so we have a div. A div is only a wrapper around a particular container. Okay, so if you have this screen, then the bezels which are present on the side of the screen and everything contained inside of it is a div. Okay, so we have a div, and div only acts as a box in which you keep all of your contents. Okay, so we have a div followed by id, and this id is equal to container. Okay, so now after giving the div an id, now let's close the div by typing in /div. Okay, so the reason we are giving this particular div an id is because later on from the CSS file we'll be modifying the properties of this particular div, and that is why we are giving it an id. So now inside this div let's add another div. Okay, so over here we have div, and then inside this div we are giving a class. So this class is equal to page title. Okay, so this is again a class which we are assigning as to modify the properties of this particular div later on from the CSS file. So now let's also close our div. So we have a /div over here, and then inside this particular div tag, now let's add a h1 which stands for a heading. So we have h1 over here, and then we have a /h1. Okay, and in between these h1 tags we are going to give a heading to our page which is submit a form, and this heading essentially tells the user what to do. So if you look over here, this is an h1. Okay, so that is how we are giving an h1 which says submit a form. Okay, then now we are done with the page title. So now after the closing of this particular div, let's go on a new line, and now let's create another div. So we have a div over here. Okay, and now the div has an id of main. Now let's close the div. Okay, so now we are going to create a new form object. Okay, so to do that, first of all let's create a form tag, and then let's close the form tag. Okay, so now we have created a form tag and then closed it, but now we also want to specify some sub tags inside the form tag, or some key value pairs. So first of all we have a method. Okay, and this method is essentially referring to what type of HTTP request do you want to generate after the user has clicked on submit. Okay, so over here we have the method which is a post request which you want to do. So if you can recollect, the form will contain all of the data which the user has to enter, and then it will be submitted to the main.python file through a post request. Okay, so this is the request which we are talking about. Okay, and then we also have to use this particular URL which is the /submitted, and the definition is submitted form. So now let's refer to it. So we have a post method, and then we have the action tag, and inside action now we want to add curly brackets, and then inside curly brackets now we have another pair of curly brackets, and then we have a space. So we have two spaces, and then we have URL underscore for. Okay, so inside URL underscore for, now we want to specify the submitted form object. Okay, so we have submitted underscore form. Okay, so with this the main.python file or the HTML file actually looks for the URL endpoint present on the submitted form file. Okay, so with this we have created a form, and now after we click on the submit button of the form, which we'll be writing shortly or creating shortly, then that is when the post method will be activated for our form and the action will be inside the submitted form. Okay, so now inside the form, let's create some new labels. Okay, so a label is only a way to display some text to the user. Okay, so first of all we have a label tag, and then we have the label closing tag. So we have slash label. Okay, so then in the first label tag, let's add a for, and then we have name over here. So this is essentially the key pair or the key value for which we want to address this particular label. So over here we have name. Okay, and then now that we have displayed the word name, now let's also take user input. Okay, so on a new line, after the closing of the label, now let's create a new input tag. Okay, so we have an input tag. Okay, so in the input tag we have type, and this type is equal to text. Okay, and now we have the name. Okay, and now inside the name parameter we have given in a particular name for it. Okay, and this name is addressed over here. So this label is corresponding to this particular input. Okay, so after we have entered in the name, now input is not having any closing tag because input is just one object which is being created. Okay, so after doing this, we have to add a br tag, and br, so we have br space slash, and this tag simply goes on a new line. So this is a new line character, or this is just like the enter key but in HTML. Okay, so with this, let's copy what we have done just now and let's paste it for 3 times. Okay, so let's reformat it again. Now we have the label, then we have for name, and then now we have email. Okay, so input, so we have label for, and in this particular case we have email, and then for the text which the user has to enter, we have email space address. Okay, and then the label closes, and then we have the input type, and in input type we have email. Okay, so with this it checks if it is a valid email address or not, and then in the name tag now we have email. Okay, so now we also want to look for the URL website or the URL of the particular user. Okay, so to do that, let's go on a new label. So over here we have label, then we have for, and now let's give it a name which is site URL, site underscore URL. Okay, so we have label for site underscore URL, and then instead of name, let's put in website URL. Okay, so this is where the user inputs his website URL, and now in input type we have a URL, so it looks for a valid link, and then in the name tag we have site URL. Okay, so the name tag is essentially the same thing which we are entering over here. So let me just add some space after this so that it is a bit clear to understand. Okay, so over here we have the label for the name, then we have the input for the name, then we have the label for email which says email address, then we have the input for the email, then we have a label for website URL, and we also have the input for the website URL. And now the last thing which we have to do is also add a text area for comments. Okay, so let's go on the new line and let's paste this. Okay, so now inside label we have for, then we have comments. Okay, so now let's give the value, or let's display the word comments to the user. So now we have comments, and now instead of input type, now we are going to be using a different input which will be a text area. Okay, so over here we have text area and we have the closing tag which is slash text area. Okay, and now inside the text area all we have to do is just specify the name. Okay, so after text area we have name and the name is equal to comments. Okay, so with this we have created a text area, and now finally to complete our form we have to add a button, and by the click of that particular button the form will be submitted. Okay, so now we simply have the input, and inside input we have type, and type is equal to submit, and this is automatically handled by the form as we have entered an action over here. Okay, so with this we have completed the creation of the form.html file, and now in the next lecture we will be creating the next file which will be displaying the user data, what the user has entered in this form.